Alright, hello, this is Kaia, and basically in this video I'm showing my work for week 6. Basically we installed Anaconda and then after that opened Jupyter Notebook. So I'm practicing running code using Python and running code with Python and then using Pandas to look at the data. This was the lecture video that I followed along with, but I just went ahead and created my own to try everything and practice again. So what I started by doing was importing Pandas, and I just use this as a nickname, just like on the lecture. And I can go ahead and run this. Since it's blue, it'll run, and I can just shift enter. Everything ran well. The next thing I wanted to do is load the data set. So I loaded it using read CSV. So this is the data set. And then after this, I wanted to have a preview. So this is the language that I used to preview my data set, and it only shows like there we go. It only shows the first 4 rows, well the first 5 columns rows, I mean. So after this, what I wanted to do was check for missing values. So I checked in this column, year of manufacture, for missing values, and I wanted the sum of how many missing values there are, and this is the number I got. After this, I wanted to basically learn more about the dataset itself. So I used shape, which is a code word for rows and columns. So this is how many rows and columns are in the dataset. And then after that, let's see, what was this? This was looking at how many column names there were that, let's see, basically, well, yeah, that's how many column names there are. So that's why it comes out. This is how many columns there are. This is how many column names there are. So that just kind of makes sense that there would be the same number of. So maybe that just means none of them are empty. So that was kind of confusing to me, but makes sense now. Anyways, then we have this was probably one I want to explain most because it's most interesting to me, but basically it's taking the column years manufacturer and changing it to the integer data type. So as you can see down here, years of manufacture has been fixed because of this line of code. But before it used to be float. So before it was decimal places. And this was interesting to me because I could look at it up in the preview and year of manufacture, lo and behold, had a decimal place, which it should not because years don't have decimal places. So basically change that to integer. And actually a really interesting thing to do would be the repairs dot. Okay, so this should let us preview it. Let's see, shift enter. And now if we preview it again, yes, okay, so there's no decimal, so that means we fixed it, which is really cool to me. So that was honestly the most interesting thing to learn for me. The most confusing thing was probably just understanding like all these code words like shape and just all the different little code names. Like obviously some is pretty obvious, but there are some that are kind of confusing. Like, yeah, so anyways, all in all, that's kind of what I learned. I learned that the INT 64, when I researched it right here, is actually different from normal types in Python. Basically, it's special because it allows integers to contain missing values. So it was interesting to me how there could be like missing values in the years of manufacture, but normal, regular like Python integers can't do that. So that's one other interesting thing that I learned. But anyways, I think the assignment as a whole was really interesting to me because I have not used this or used this like language, so I didn't really know how to do it, which everything has been very interesting. And I have the cheat sheet as well, the data wrangling one that was provided, and there's just so much on there that you can just use Jupyter to practice on, and so it's all very interesting and new, and I learned a lot. And yeah, so thank you and God bless.